Welcome to Family Focused, the Healing Roots movement. Before we try to understand anybody else, before we diagnose people's behavior, before we judge relationships, parents, partners, children, we must confront one truth. You cannot understand the world if you have never understood yourself. And most people are strangers to their own identity. And the real problem, we live in a world obsessed with reading others. Why did they hurt me? Why don't they love me? Why do people treat me this way? But here's the silent crisis. Most people have spent more time studying other people's behavior than their own. Harvard research shows 95% of people believe they're self-aware, but only 10 to 15% actually are. That means most people are not living consciously, they're living reactively, not choosing their life, just surviving their life. The science, how childhood shapes self-understanding. Let's go deeper. The brain has two major systems involved in identity. The amygdala, which is linked to survival for our ancestors, and the prefrontal cortex, that's self-awareness, reasoning, emotional regulation. In healthy environments, children develop the prefrontal cortex well, meaning they learn emotional awareness, self-reflection, decision-making, identity formation. But in stressful or abusive environments, research from the Child Trauma Academy shows the brain shifts into survival mode. The amygdala becomes overactive, and identity development is interrupted. In simple terms, a child raised in chaos doesn't learn who they are. They learn how to stay safe. When I learned this, boy, did it change my life. They grow up experts at reading others and amateurs at understanding themselves. Hypervigilant, alert, external, reactive. Not reflective, not grounded, not secure. Because you're always so worried about what's going to happen next. This is why many don't know what they feel, what they need, what they believe, and what they want. Because self-awareness requires safety, and many never had it. The psychology, identity gets programmed, and that's what we need to understand. According to attachment theory, children form identity through how they are treated. If a child hears you're lazy, worthless, dramatic, stupid, a problem, the brain encodes it, not as an opinion, but as identity. So for our Caribbean parents who like to tell children negative, the nervous system wires a belief, this is who I am. And here's the danger. If you don't consciously define who you are, your childhood will do it for you. This is why trauma responses are often mistaken for personality. So you take on the identity of the things that you're told about yourself. People pleasing becomes I'm just nice. Emotional numbness becomes I'm just strong. Anger becomes this is just how I am. Distrust becomes I don't need anyone. But those aren't personalities, they are survival strategies. Know the difference. And the survival strategies destroy relationships. Why self-ignorance hurts everyone. Psychology Today reports self-awareness is the #1 predictor of relationship success, not communication, not attraction, and not compatibility. Self-awareness. Because when you don't know yourself, you can't set healthy boundaries. You mistake attachment for love, you tolerate disrespect, you choose relationships based on wounds, not wisdom. And here's the hardest truth. People don't break your heart, your unhealed patterns do. Because that's where you make your choices from, your programming, your patterns. Until you understand yourself, you will keep choosing the same pain in a different body. The generational impact. The CDC's research found the higher your childhood trauma score, the higher your risk of depression, anxiety, addiction, divorce, violence, financial struggles. I hope this information concerns you enough to stop and pay attention. Not because you're weak, but because trauma affects identity, behavior, and decision making. And here's the generational punch. Parents who don't understand themselves can't teach identity to their children. They pass down their fears, their wounds, their patterns. Not intentionally, but unconsciously. Generational cycles don't repeat because people don't care. They repeat because people don't know. Self-awareness isn't self-centered. It is family-centered. It is cycle breaking. It is nation shifting. The breakthrough self-knowledge is power. When you know yourself, you stop settling. You stop people pleasing. You stop repeating cycles. You make conscious decisions. You choose love instead of chasing it. You become emotionally stable and you develop identity, not insecurity. You stop asking, why are they treating me like this? And start asking, what inside of me, what is it about me that is allowing this to happen? That question is the birth of transformation. Because you can't heal what you won't face, and you can't face what you don't understand. So here are 3 practical steps you can use to help you. Step 1, name it. Neuroscience shows that naming an emotion calms the amygdala and strengthens the prefrontal cortex. Say it. Say how you feel. I feel angry. I feel afraid. I feel abandoned. Feelings identified are feelings controlled. Step 2, track patterns. Patterns reveal truth. Excuses protect pain. Step 3, silence and stillness. Identity grows in quiet. If you've never sat with yourself, you have never met yourself. And here's the truth. You are not who they said you were. You are not your trauma. You are not your survival mode. You are who you choose to become once you finally know yourself. Because self-awareness is not the end of healing, it is the beginning. This is Family Focused, the Healing the Roots movement, and together we are healing the nation, one child at a time.